website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hey, something just dawned on me. Most people say, okay, how long does it take to develop my skills to the highest level? And most people will say, well, 10 to 20 years. And we kind of say it with like a strut, like 10 to 20 years, it's a special thing to develop your skills to that level. So there's a lot of effort. And look at that guy. He really, he's a hero almost because he did that. Because it's a lot of pain and effort striving towards the top and it's almost impossible. And then you get there and, all of this, 10 to 20 years. And it suddenly dawned on me that I made the same mistake when I was working out. When I was a young man, I used to be so skinny that when people looked at me when I took off my shirt, they went, you gotta do something, you gotta eat something, right? And so I started working out, but nothing happened. And I worked out for 5 years, and every time I got this thought that I should get results, I'm not getting results. Why am I? Then people say, you gotta, stay in there, It takes time, right? It takes time. And that became an excuse in my brain to not really take results seriously. So what did I achieve this 30 days of working out? Well, almost nothing. Well, it takes time, right? It doesn't take time. It really doesn't. If you're not getting results now, this months, if you're not getting results like you can measure daily almost, or if you practice like for a week and you can't really say, what results did I get? And you don't know, then you're not getting results. And you can do that for 10 years. It's just 10 years of not getting results, right? It's idiotic. So you have to stop that thought that it takes you 10 or 20 years. Here's my story. I started when I was 10 because my mom said you have to play an instrument, and I thank her today. And so I chose the guitar, and then I had a teacher for a couple of years. After those 2 years, I was just basically playing by myself, for 3 or 4 years. And then in high school, I saw Paul Gilbert on a VHS tape, just, shredded. And then all hell broke loose. I became so passionate about practicing and building my skills, and I didn't get results. But instead, I was so impatient. So instead of saying, it takes time, I just said, I need to find a better way. And I tried, and I didn't get results. And then I got some results, and then I hit a plateau, and I said, why am I not getting results? I used to, sorry. And then so I was constantly focused on, I want results now. I want it now. I must find a better way. What if I focus on this? What if I just take everything off the board and I just play these 2 chords? So I just do, all the principles I teach today basically came from that incessant questioning of, I need to get results now. But I didn't know at the time that that's the only way to get results. I'd say, take it easy, Claus. I have 10 years. No, you don't, because you need intensity. It's the intensity of focus that really gives you the high-level results. And I don't mean that you have to practice 8 hours or 6 hours a day to get these. It's not like that. But you have to emotionally be, I'm going to do this. I have a family, I have a job, but I'm going to crank up on the passion I feel here because I can really do it. And that's what happens when you suddenly see that result, 1 year, 2 years out. It took me 24 months to go from campfire chords and first position blues scale shape and having one lick down. From that level to what I can do now, that took me 24 months. Of course, after the 2 years, it was like, I could do the thing. But I have to really focus on the hard things. And I couldn't blend and mix it and play fluently. I had to, I needed another 2 years to do that. But I had the result after 24 months. Please get this. And I'm not talented. The reason why I developed so rapidly was because I was incessantly focused on it. I got up in the morning. I was thinking about guitar. Whenever I could, I was pulling out this instrument and playing again. I took my passion seriously, and I went to high school, and I did my homework to some extent, and I had friends, and I had parties, and everything else, right? But I still made this happen because I was so intensely emotionally focused on it all the time. And that's what you need. That's how to get there. It's not like, I've been practicing for 10 years. You don't get a reward after 10 years. You just get, You thought you'd get it? No. That's not how it works. You don't just put the slow turtle thing, half an hour a day. If you practice this much, for 20 years, half an hour a day, you'll get this far, right? But if you take all that practicing time and shove it in on time with the guitar in front of the TV each night, with the metronome, by yourself a little bit, right? And then and you compress all that time into one day, you get this far. I promise you, that's how the brain works. It simply won't give you what you want if it can't see that it's important enough. And you go to work 8 hours, you sleep 8 hours or 6 or whatever, and then you spend time with your family, and then you practice a little bit. How is the brain going to say, okay, let's put that on the top shelf when it comes to learning and resources? Let's put a lot of energy into really making sure he develops his skills. It's not going to happen. So you have to get rid of this idea that it takes you a long time. It doesn't. And when I started getting that when it comes to working out, I suddenly got results. I started using the same principles that apply to guitar practicing as when it comes to intensity. So instead of practicing like the regular thing, a lot of different exercises, right? You remember, if you've been watching my other videos, we do a little of this and a little of that. And then I just took the bench press and said, I'm going to be so good at this that people are going to go, whoa, that's a lot of weight, right? So I started just piling on the weight. And instead of going the full range, I started just doing this. Just 135 kilos on the bar, and then just, right? And pushing, and then, putting it in the hooks, and then just pushing it up just a little bit up, like full intensity in a limited range of motion, right? And this is not about working out, and this is not about me and my body or anything like that. It's about the guitar skills. But just see the analogy. It's the same thing that applies. And in order to really set yourself free and your brain free to really get the most efficient practice methods and really use them and become better at them, you must forget about the idea that it takes you 10 years. It decreases your passion because it's a long-winded project. And it takes away, the energy you could get from being impatient, right? Instead of thinking, you just go, I'll just wait, continue to do the ineffective thing, and then just wait for 10 years. Doesn't work. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.